something?
Chloe, I must have passed out.
Oh, thank God. Don't you ever do that again, okay?
I swear. But that nightmare was so real. It was so horrible.
So this is probably going to be like the ultimate choice coming, I'd imagine.
I caused all of this. I changed fate and destiny so much that I actually did alter the course of everything. And all I really created was just death and destruction.
Fuck all that, okay? You were given a power. You didn't ask for it. And you saved me, which had to happen. All of this did. Except for what happened to Rachel. But without your power, we wouldn't have found her. Okay, so you're not the goddamn Time Master, but you're Maxine Caulfield. And you're amazing. Max. This is the only way.
I feel like I took the shot 1,000 years ago.
You could use that photo to change everything right back to when you took that picture. All that would take is for me to...
Fuck that. No way. You are my #1 priority now. You are all that matters to me.
I know. You prove that over and over again, even though I don't deserve it. I'm so selfish. Not like my mom. Look what she had to give up and live through. And she did. She deserves so much more than to be killed by a storm in a fucking diner. Even my stepfather deserves her alive. There's so many more people in Arcadia Bay who should live. Way more than me.
Don't say that. I won't trade you.
You're not trading me. Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. Look at how many times I've almost died or actually died around you. Look at what's happened in Arcadia Bay ever since you first saved me. I know I've been selfish, but for once, I think I should accept my fate. Our fate.
Chloe.
Max, you finally came back to me this week, and you did nothing but show me your love and friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. Wherever I end up after this, in whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours. No matter what you choose, I know you'll make the right decision.
Chloe, I can't make this choice.
No, Max. You're the only one who can.
I mean, I kind of knew this was coming thanks to a few spoilers on Twitter. I'm pretty sure I'm going to know what I'm going to pick. I mean, I know I can't rewind this one too. Let's just let it go at random. I'll sacrifice the bay.
Max, it's time.
Not anymore.
Max, I'll always be with you. Forever.
Sunshine for everyone, but as far as
Oh, no, not this song again. Don't take us out with that one. Wonder how many people it actually did kill. I'm sure it'll at least have killed some major characters so that there's an actual impact of making that selection. We're taking back over. Oh man, this song. Seriously. It's like legit painful to listen to. Damn. Got a whale. Tornado destroyed our house, and then to add insult to injury, landed a fucking whale on the top. You're not gonna check on your mother at all, or you're just gonna drive away? Be like, she's probably dead. Fuck it, let's drive off. Alright, well, that was Life is Strange. I liked it until the last episode. I really feel like things really fell apart. I don't dislike. It's a little bit too early. I kind of have to process some things. But I really felt like things really fell apart at the end. Like, with who ended up being the mastermind of it all, felt really fake and just, I mean, not fake, but just very, again, forced. Some of the scenarios they put you in at the end feel very forced. Part of it, I'll fully admit, maybe I just didn't understand. For example, I originally thought, well, why didn't he just send me the picture? But he took the picture with the Polaroid, so obviously that's why he didn't send it. Again, he could have taken a picture of the picture and we could have used that. But, I'm willing to kind of like hand wave that. She might not have thought of it at the time. Maybe it wouldn't work because, for whatever reason, whatever. There's a million reasons we could just kind of, all right, wave our hands on that one. But things like, what was the big one? Where when she tore the picture up so that she didn't win the contest, all of a sudden she was captured. I think that's when things really started to fall apart for me. And again, I fully admit, it could be, I just don't understand. I missed something, but I don't see how her ripping it up, not entering the contests, stopped him from being captured sooner. Because David still went, like we still told David about it, because he still went to, his location because he saved us. But it was already the last day of the week, Friday, I think, is when the tornado came. So But so why in that scenario, why did it take so long? Because in the original scenario where we won the contest, we turned the photo in on, I believe, Monday. And then, or at least early in the week. And by the time we flew out to the contest on Friday, he was already caught. The papers had him, and all that stuff. So why? I don't understand. Why was there this huge time difference just because she didn't submit a photo? Like I'm honestly scratching my head, and that's the huge road bump for me. I might have to look it up because again, I might have missed something. But other than that, the whole like weird dream time travel sequence thing, it was kind of cool, especially that like walk at the end where you see moments in time throughout your adventures. That was pretty neat. But I feel like that whole sequence was way too long. Like the stealth sequence, like sneaking around everybody with the flashlights. The part in the diner was pretty cool because you're seeing all the people that you might be allowing to die if you choose to sacrifice the city. So I think that was cool. I like that. But all of it was just too much. Like you end up going to the lighthouse twice, once through that stealth sequence, and then another time with the memories. That's why at the end of the memories, I just stopped listening and just started walking because it was all stuff we've heard before, and it just really started to get too long. So that whole sequence just felt overly long. And oh my God, in that whole sequence with, hey, that person's name is backwards. Also, that whole sequence where David comes in and you have to keep doing these things to have the perfect sequence of events happens, that was just really dumb. Like that was probably the worst sequence in the entire game. Worse than the whole deal with Frank, where we have to convince him to help. And I get they wanted to make the Frank sequence harder because we could have just killed him and then went, and that'd have been easy. But if you want kind of like the quote unquote better one to not kill him, you have to go out of your way. So I kind of get that, but it still ended up being a bunch of trial and error, trying to find the things that didn't piss him off. Some of it was obvious, like the whole dog shelter thing. Like that was very helpful. But anyway, yeah, that whole sequence with the fight, like why would he's trying to fight, why would he listen to you say kick the table? Like why would he be like, oh, okay, I'll do what this girl says? Like the gun thing makes sense, like him to say, hey, he's got a gun in the cabinet, but then he beats him to the cabinet anyway. It's like it was just too trial and error-y, again, they're trying to make use of the time thing, and whatever, that's fine, but it just kind of it felt a little forced at that point. And I think this series is actually better as episodic because I feel like it's better if you stretch it out. I tended to play most of this like fairly close together. Like I played episodes 4 and 5 today, and I did 2 and 3 yesterday. And by the end, I stopped losing interest in rewinding time to see the other options just because it kind of got a little tiresome. And again, that wasn't even necessary. Many of those cases, it could have been a case where you just pick a different option, and they did that sometimes, but then sometimes they didn't. There was just times where you should have been able to pick multiple branches of a dialogue tree without having to rewind time. Nothing you picked should have made it weird to ask other questions to that person. So it felt like they were just forcing the use of that if you wanted to see other trees, which was completely not necessary. I feel like there's plenty other times that you use it to make that not necessary. Especially the things I did like when you were using it is things like finding information and then going back and then presenting the information to them ahead of time to kind of get more information. Stuff like that was really cool. Overall, like I say, it was really good. Overall, I really feel like the end brought it down a few pegs, though. I think the ending was kind of weak. Actually, more people sacrificed Chloe. honestly, a big part of me was just wanting to sacrifice Chloe. I honestly wasn't really that attached to her by the end. Like, she did too much dumb shit to make me not... I didn't dislike her, don't get me wrong. I didn't dislike Chloe. But there was just too much where I was kind of like, oh, God. Like, just kind of rolling my eyes. Like, really? Come on. Just things that she did, like trying to convince her not to go in to kill Nathan Prescott. Like, and she's like, what? Why? How do you know this stuff? It's like, come on. And again, I understand it was a little bit different because she wasn't aware of our teleport into the Polaroid type thing. But again, at this point, she should realize, hey, I know shit that's going to happen. You need to trust me at this. But and of course, Chloe was very upset because she just, found the corpse of her ex-lover. So I get that those weighed into that, and which is why I'm willing to give her a little bit more slack. It was still frustrating and felt more like a forced use of the time travel mechanic with some trial and error. But overall, the mechanic itself was really cool. I liked seeing the creative ways that it was used. Things like grabbing something and then or moving to a location, and then reversing time, like getting behind locked doors like that. That was just neat. That was pretty cool, and I could totally see it mind fucking people. Like when Chloe's trying to lockpick that door and you leave, and then all of a sudden you come up from behind the office, or she even thought you were standing behind her and you just pop out of the room. Like, that would be like totally mind fuck, right? I think that was pretty neat. But let's see the rest of the stats as we kind of wrap up here. David got a scar during the fight. Wow, 96%. I wonder how you could have stopped that. Because you warn him and he gets hit anyway, so the warning is pretty worthless. Maybe there's something very specific you have to do to stop him I don't know. Maybe accommodate, I don't know. Who cares? David killed Jefferson, 46%. You saved the trucker, 63%. You saved Evan, 65%. You saved Alyssa, 67%. You saved the fisherman, 72%. You didn't change Joyce's mind about David. Wait, she was having doubts about David? I really didn't catch that. Anyway, you told the truth about Rachel to Frank. Wow, actually, most people did. I kind of figured most people would kind of lie about it. 6% didn't show any affection. I actually thought about that. I at least thought I'd give him a hug. I mean, poor guy. Let's hit exit and see what... Okay, it just brings us back here. But, overall, like I said, I think it was good. I definitely feel like episode 4 was by far the best episode. It really introduced or let you play with that, or you got to see the effects of that one power. And there was just a lot of other things going on that I enjoyed overall. But I really feel like at the very end of that episode, where they easily, stupidly get caught when what was an obvious trap. Like, the second they found the body there, it was like, oh, immediately it's a trap. Like, they intended for you, well, at the time we thought it was Nathan, intended for us to be caught there. But, again, if they're caught up in the moment, I guess I could sort of see that. But yeah, the episode 5 was probably one of the worst episodes. I was afraid it was just going to be because somebody had mentioned this episode was pretty disappointing. And I thought, okay, maybe it's just the very ending is disappointing. Which, that whole thing too, with her being the creation of the tornadoes because she's using the time travel thing, I felt that was kind of dumb, that her using the time travel was causing this weird shit to happen, like the double moons, which we only saw at the party for some reason, and for this entire tornado thing to happen. Like, that was just, I felt that was really, I feel like that was a forced thing to create this ultimate major choice you have to make at the end of the game. Because it doesn't really make sense. I mean, of course, her being able to control time doesn't make a lot of sense, so fair enough. But I didn't like that, the whole like, oh, the storm's caused by you thing. And you're going to have to make the choice between Chloe and Arcadia. And I honestly almost picked just to sacrifice Chloe because, again, I wasn't really that attached to her. Again, I didn't dislike her, but I didn't think she was that great either. She did enough stuff to just annoy the piss out of me throughout the game to make me be like, I could see sacrificing her. But see, even then, that's the thing too. And I'm going to wrap up. Well, I am wrapping up. But that's the other thing too, right? When you can save Arcadia by not causing the storm to happen, by going back in time and letting her die. Like, why? Like, why does that happen? All the time travel shit is already... I mean, I guess the idea is that you go back to that time and you never use your time power and just let her die. But you don't even need to. If you go back to when you took the picture, you can still save her, right? Because right after you take that picture, if you immediately grab the hammer and bust open the alarm and hit the alarm, you save her. So it's basically saying you saving her caused the storm, not you doing all this time travel shit caused the storm. Unless, see, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Obviously, you could also look at it as, oh, well, if you use the rewind and save her, you also run into all the events that we ran into throughout the course of the game where we end up rewinding time until the point we get to where this shit happens. So I guess that's what they were going for. They were saying, okay, you're going to rewind the time to the point where you first use it, but if you don't ever use it, everything's fine. But you could still rewind and save her. So maybe you can do that, though. Maybe you can actually rewind and save her and not have everything screw up. I doubt it, though. It feels like that would take any weight, any impact of that choice out. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. That was Life is Strange. Thank you guys for watching the full thing. I know I do tend to drag on and babble on and explore everything, but that's why I like this type of game. When I play that, that's what I do. Overall, I like to give a score of a game whenever I'm finished it. 5 is a mediocre game, like it's got as much good as bad. 10 is like a perfect, everything's great. Off the cuff, maybe like a 6.5. Like I say, it's the beginning was a bit slow. Halfway through 3 and almost all of 4 were quite good. 5 was pretty questionable. And again, I don't want to damn episode 5 because again, I feel like some of the reasons I don't like it are because I don't understand the sequence, some of the things that happened, and I've gotten discombobulated. So I don't want to damn the episode completely. But yeah, let's say about a 6.5, which again is still a good game. Maybe a 7. It's still a good game. It's not an IGN 7 where it's 7 is a bad game. But 6.5. As far as a purchase price, I'd say about $20 is about the most I would pay, which I think is how much it is, 15 or 20, depending. But anyway, I'm finally going to shut the hell up. Thank you guys for watching. Leave comments, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.